Good morning, neighbors. How about a skaldic tale to lift your holiday spirits? Not wisdom from ancient times, but just this week. The moral of today's uplifting tale comes from the saga of Olaf Haraldsson. A rotten branch can be found in every tree. Essentially, every group or family will have somebody flawed or untrustworthy in it. You know, a lot of people pick up Norse paganism in the prison systems. Not all, but some are often mis-self-taught or intentionally have a rot put in them by white supremacy groups. Do you remember Uncle Drenger and his board at the Valencia Project? Well, as their unofficial skald or booster or whatever you want to call it, let me show you how we are fighting that. We see a lot of people coming into Norse paganism through the prison system, and a very brave Norse pagan prison guard reached out to me a while back. He wanted to see if I could help them get some reading materials minus the white supremacy rot. So I reached out to the Valencia Project and my good friend Uncle Drenger. They had a few auctions, they sold some of their wonderful hammers, and I did a truck pull. A correspondence began. A tree of a new community was planted, minus the rot. Uncle Drenger even found a way to 3D print hammers for them that were prison approved. More correspondence happened. Trees need to be fed after all, so a Yule feast was planned. A Yule feast and a bloat. It is a religious practice after all and protected by the First Amendment. Over the course of this year, this tree has grown 35 branches, all rot-free, all due to a little community. But what do you feed a tree, you ask? A boatload of chicken, ham, potato salad, cranberry sauce, bunch of pies, tea, and of course, honey. Honey for the tea. Bunch of real bread, blocks of cheeses. Proper feast for growing men in a growing community on a special day. And you know, when Uncle Drenger shared these with me and I read about the Oreos, it reminded me of the feeling I used to get when I was overseas and I would get a care pack from back home. Well, let's just say without getting choked up, it made me feel not so alone. And it was that much more special. Cleared the rot right out of me, if even just for a little while. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Uncle Drenger and the Valencia Project for what they've done. Fun fact. Inmates fall into the realm of DEI programs. They will be seeing less support in and outside in the future. It will be even harder to prevent this rot from spreading. So you can complain about the rot in every tree when you see it, or you can start a program like the Valencia Project has, or support them. Similarly, programs like the Appalachian Pagan Ministry for when inmates get out. So remember, neighbors, a rotten branch can be found in every tree, unless you give it a few good books to read, some ham, honey, and a couple packs of Oreos, and a sense of community. The patience to learn, course correct, and mentor. A rotten branch can be found in every tree, if we let it happen. If you all could do me a favor and tag JD Delay, that would be great. I think he needs to hear about this. Maybe he knows a few more groups out there that could use some cultivation and not stagnation. With some vetting, of course. Well, that's all the good news I have for you today. Just something to think about. And I'll see you next time, neighbors.